Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for inviting me to your day, and thank you to everyone for giving up a day of your hard-earned time to come together to hopefully take what Sussex have been working on and build on it, and to see where we can take it both today and in the future. This is a fantastic turnout. I don't think I've been at an event where there's been so many people, so I'm really positive about today, and I think it's got a great vibe to it. I'm probably one of the least qualified. No, I am the least qualified person here today to talk about either dementia or end-of-life care. That said, I have been involved in doing some work with industry around developing products or services for people with dementia, and had a loose involvement with some of the work behind the Dementia Challenge Fund, and I've attended the Kent and Medway Dementia Partnership Group. End-of-life care, it'd have to take me back a few more years to my time at Guy's and Tommy's with the palliative care team, so hopefully I'm not going to get too many difficult questions. I'm really here to talk about some of the less exciting side of collaborative working, and that's to do with the funding. A relatively modest amount of funding has helped bring this work in Sussex to where it is so far. And things are all going to change. And what I want to do is introduce where collaboratives like this may be picked up or will be picked up locally, and just a little taster as to where we might be looking to support this in the future. So some 4 or more years ago, supported by the likes of Aradazi, the Department of Health recognised that frontline staff needed supporting to capitalise on what we know is out there, which is lots of great ideas about how to do things better for our patients and our population. And they set up a process which involved a very small amount of funding badged under something called the Regional Innovation Fund. And this was passed through the strategic health authorities on to people who came up with some good ideas as to how we might support improvements. And in its third year, so just about over a year ago, we had a proposal that end-of-life care dementia was clearly a well-recognised issue across Kent, Surrey and Sussex, and was worthy of support. And by and large, it's been a hands-off process, encouraging Eleanor and others to go through what I think is quite a difficult process of bringing so many different stakeholders together to make what you might describe as a small step forward. I think it's a huge step forward. So that funding has now come to an end, along with strategic health authorities. So what's next? There is a new organisational form or collaborative being developed, and it's not there yet, called Academic Health Science Networks. And they build on some of the experience of the Academic Health Science Centres in London, Cambridge, Manchester, and others. It also builds on the learning from the Regional Innovation Fund, Clark's, HIEX, and other innovation initiatives to see how what was a modest funding can now be improved on, and we can accelerate collaborations like this to deliver even more good for patients in our population. And the principle of this is that we will maximise the effort of bringing together people from academia, health, both health, social care, and industry. Although this diagram says for patients, it is the remit of the HSNs is for patients and the wider population. We could spend a whole day talking about academic health science networks, but I think the key thing is organisations within Kent, Surrey and Sussex, so this is not an SHA, it's not a central body, it's the organisations within the geography have come together and say they would like to propose that they become an academic health science network. And that process is ongoing. We hope that there'll be a licence agreed for the 1st of April, and that with that licence will come some funding. The second most important thing, or perhaps the most important thing, is that dementia and issues related to our elderly population are recognised as a key theme for the Kent, Surrey and Sussex Academic Health Science Network. Bringing together your stakeholders is one challenge. We're trying to now do this across Kent, Surrey and Sussex at a time of considerable change, and I think it'd be premature to say where we are in terms of how will this actually work. We've got to go out there and see how are you getting on and how can we support your work, but bringing your ideas, as you have done today, from Sussex to Kent and Medway and Surrey, and vice versa, so the shared learning opportunities. I think this is a quote from a speaker who's going to be up later on this morning, but it is very much to the heart of what the AHSN wishes to do around dementia, as we recognise there are lots of challenges, but by working together we can make a difference. As announcements on the Academic Health Science Network and that dementia programme are developed, we will no doubt be feeding through your organisations to say how we think this is going to go forward. Today I think is going to be a good experience for me personally to see how events like this work and how we can continue to support them. I know how difficult they are, and I'd like to say a special thank you to Charlotte, Kay and Eleanor, who I know have done a lot of work to get you to where you are today, and thank you very much for doing so.